at what 5 things we learned from the game yesterday. And number 1 is return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and look, his first start in a Premier League game for Tottenham, which is incredible to think about, yesterday. And obviously within 36 seconds, he got an assist. And in fact, it was it kind of set the tone for his game because he has a really strong showing overall. Won 5 of his 8 ground duels, 2 of his 4 dribbles completed, 3 tackles, 3 clearances. Completed 95% of his passes as well, which is important for a fullback in that position, not to give it away. 2 key passes on the day, and obviously 1 assist. And the assist he made brilliantly, dribbles his way out of trouble against Flynn Downs, who's pressing him round his back, and gets away from him, drives into the space really with a purpose, really impressively. Brilliant pass, kind of with the outside of his boot. Brilliant timing and weight of the pass through to Maddison, and obviously he scored. And that assist really comes from his own good play more than anything. And really well played to him, and brilliant response to being left out on multiple occasions this season. Hopefully, Andrew have heard the message loud and clear that he needs more game time, and whenever he's played, he's stepped up. And this is another example now we can add to the list where whenever he's got an opportunity, he's performed. And I need to see more of Jed.
Yeah, he grabbed that opportunity with both hands yesterday, sent a real message to Ange Postecoglou saying, I'm here, I'm ready to compete, and I'm ready to show what I'm about. And he definitely did that yesterday. Within 30 seconds, he gets that brilliant assist that was all by himself. But it wasn't just that assist, how he made an impact yesterday. He was brilliant down that right-hand side. And he's added what Pedro Porro hasn't for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Pedro's been really poor. He's been looking really leggy. And a lot of the chances that we concede, is coming from the tired legs of Pedro Porro looking out of position a lot of times. And the physicality, the freshness that he brought to the team yesterday was brilliant. And when I saw his name on the team sheet, I knew he was going to have a good performance. I just knew it because he's been performing every single time he's got a chance this year. I don't know why Ange hasn't called on him more than he has done, but surely after that performance, he can't be ignored anymore, surely. So that is Jed Spence. Number 2 is out the blocks.
Yeah, and Spurs yesterday definitely out the blocks scored after 36 seconds, which is our quickest goal in the Premier League since Eriksen against Man United back in 2018, when that was about 10 seconds. So very, very quick start. It's also the first time Spurs have scored 5 goals in the first half in the Premier League ever. So we've never done that before.
Has anyone scored 5 goals in the first half before in the Premier League?
I don't know that for sure. It's the first time Spurs have done it. I'm sure someone's done it. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's the first time we've done it. And as well, it's Ange's biggest win, what's called as Spurs manager. Obviously, the 5-0 win, which is amazing to think because we scored all our goals in the first half, and it's our biggest win under him. But yeah, we were very, very quick out of the blocks yesterday, and that was very important because big week coming up. We've had also knowing that after a European game in midweek, we might be tired going into this game and things like that. So really important that we had that quick start, and look, it won us the game.
Yeah, I mean, they were shell-shocked, Southampton, after 30 seconds after getting that goal, and we were just rampant. We really were. They didn't know how to deal with us. They were completely open. And look, the manager gets sacked. And you know what? When I saw the Southampton manager talking about the team he selected before the game, he was saying that, I've reverted to a lot of the back four or something that was we were so successful with last year. And I was thinking to myself, like,
is that a good idea?
Yeah, you were so successful last year, but you also conceded a heap of goals in the Championship with that defence last year. So I thought, this could be good for us, but and that's how it made up to be. But look, I can't give the team more credit than I have done because it's been brilliant. Southampton were willing participants, and they definitely helped the situation for Spurs, but it's brilliant how we came out the blocks fast, because I knew as well with the team how many players getting overplayed that we would probably tire a bit in that second half. So it was important to basically get that game done as early as possible.
And 5-0, I don't think you can get it more done than that.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3 is Maddison and Son step up.
Yeah, and I thought yesterday both of them in tandem were absolutely fantastic. I think obviously Maddison getting 2 goals and Son getting a goal and 2 assists on the day as well. They were phenomenal, and they, Ange said after the game that he really sensed that they felt the need that they need to have a big games in this one, and they really need to step up for the team, because they asked, as he said, with Werner on Thursday, where he was a senior player not really stepping up for the team, when he's asking people like Bergvall and Archie Gray to do roles when not whether they're ready or not. He's asking kids basically to really step up for the team. It's on the senior internationals to really pull this team up, and they did that. Madders yesterday, 7 out of 9 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 key passes and 2 goals scored, obviously as well. That's also now 11 goal contributions and 13 starts for him. For Son, 7 shots in that first half, 2 goals, 1 assist, and obviously got taken off at half time. And that's for him now this season, 11 goal contributions in 12 starts. Also, Son, 68 assists after those 2 assists yesterday, which makes him the joint highest assist maker for Tottenham in Premier League history.
I thought he went outright.
I think he's joint with Anderton now.
No, I thought he got joint a few weeks ago, didn't he? I thought, isn't he outright now?
I read he was joint with Anderton, 68, but I have to see that again. Some other stats, though, which is quite interesting, I thought, that with Son and Maddison this season starting, we've played 9 games.
Yeah, Anderton has 67,
okay,
yeah.
so he was outright. There you go. So he was joint, obviously, with the first assist, and it came outright. With Son and Maddison starting this season, we've played 9 games, won 5, drawn 2, and lost 2. Without Son and when one or Son and Maddison is missing, we've played 7 games, won 2 and lost 5. So clearly, I don't know if there's a pattern there, but seemed to me that we seem to definitely be getting a lot better results when both of them are starting. So we need to get them on the pitch together a lot.
Yeah, that's really interesting
they've picked
stat.
up injuries as well, haven't they, in times? And obviously Maddison's been dropped some games. So yeah, I think clearly we look a lot better when Son and Maddison are playing.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat. But I think like on their performance yesterday, both of them were just. They just added so much. I mean, Maddison, offensively, defensively, the amount of times he was winning the ball back in the middle of the park. Sonny was just relentless up against Southampton. They didn't know how to deal with both of them, and both of them worked so well in tandem with each other as well. It was just a joy to watch yesterday. It really was. So let's hope that they can kick on from here and do the same against Manchester United. Number 4 is Sarr and Bergvall bossing it.
Yeah, and it was interesting to have a centre midfield pairing who's so young. Sarr 22, Bergvall 18, but absolutely bossing it in the middle of the park. And I think Sarr, interesting enough, being that senior midfielder.
Mad to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, and he was the one, though. But he played like it, and he absolutely helped Bergvall and really helped him through the game. And the stats speak for itself as well. Sarr, 5 out of 7 duels won, 4 interceptions, 3 tackles, 2 out of 2 dribbles completed, 2 key passes, and obviously he got his goal as well. So literally, absolutely everywhere was Pat Mate Sarr, and he did a job defensively, helping out Bergvall, helping out Spence and Porro as well, and he went forward and got his goal and helped out the front liners. It was an absolutely phenomenal box-to-box midfielder performance from him. Lucas Bergvall as well. He won 3 of his 7 duels, 1 tackle, 3 interceptions, 2 of his 4 dribbles completed, 2 out of 2 long passes, and 98% passing accuracy. So, did his job defensively and just kept things simple on the ball and just made sure he kept Spurs ticking over and had such good technical ability that, made sure that Spurs, he was facilitating the attackers really well. And I thought those two really patrolled the middle really well.
Yeah, I think what impressed me a lot about Bergvall was I felt like after the Karabag game, when obviously he got taken off early because of sending off with Radu, I felt like the few appearances after that, he was like over eager to impress and he was trying things that maybe he shouldn't be trying and not as calm and composed as he should have been, where the last few performances have been anything but that. It's been really calm and composed, picking out the simple options, decision making has been really good, and his spreading of the play has been top quality. So I think he's just got back to basics now after, and he's really reaping the benefits of it, and he's showing that he can be an option for us in the Premier League now, which is great to see. And with an 18-year-old coming over from Sweden, I think and not played anywhere close to the level of, I know Southampton weren't great yesterday, but in terms of the level of opposition in the Premier League and in the Europa League is a lot bigger than what he's ever had to contend with before. So he's showing himself massively in a massive way for Tottenham at the moment, and he keeps growing in the shirt, and he's got a massive future ahead of him. Pape Matar Sarr, I mean, yeah, he's had a few poor performances recently, but the season he's having, he keeps going from strength to strength on a general basis. And yesterday, it's that usual cliche that we're going to say about Pape Matar Sarr, you know, covering every blade of grass, and that's exactly what he did yesterday. And the goal that he scored was of the highest degree. You know, the way he just danced through the Southampton defence like they weren't even there and slotted it in the bottom corner as well was absolutely brilliant. So I can't sing Pape's praises enough. And
so his 6th goal contribution in all competitions now?
Yeah, first goal in the Premier League as well for us this season. So
4 goals and 2 assists in all competitions.
did he play 90 minutes yesterday?
I think so.
Yeah, I just hope he's got energy in those legs for Thursday, because we're going to need him on Thursday.
I mean, if Pape can get up to, like, you know, over 10 goal contributions, considering all the work he does off the ball, I mean, that's a sign of an unbelievable midfielder right there.
Yeah, and do you know what? Last season, the emergence of Kobbie Mainoo, everyone's talking about Kobbie Mainoo this, Kobbie Mainoo that, and I was thinking, like, why isn't Sarr getting this kind of reception from the rest of the fans in the Premier League? And this year, if anyone says Kobbie Mainoo is better than Pape Matar Sarr, they don't know what they're talking about, because Pape is, I think he's levels above Kobbie Mainoo. I really believe that.
Well, Mainoo's a bit younger, but yeah, absolutely facts.
Yeah. 5th and final takeaway. Oh, God. Top 10.
And no, it's not a top 10 list or anything. Spurs are back in the top 10 after a win yesterday. We were in the bottom half for a week, which wasn't great reading, and it might happen again if we lose to Liverpool. But good to find us back in the top 10. But look, more importantly, it was very important to win yesterday, because if we would have lost, all of a sudden we'd be 8 points behind 4th, and everything would be getting away from us. And all of a sudden, when you look at the table now, it's, you know, we're back in amongst that pack, and it's very, very congested again. You know, everyone's taking points of each other. You know, you're looking at that first to like 13th, like. When you're looking at, like, whenever you look at our fixtures, it just seems as though every time we look at our fixture list, it's like, oh, it's a difficult run now. It's because over half the Premier League have got really good teams. Like, if you look at there are 13 teams at the moment probably in the Premier League who probably feel like they could be in that top 7. Yeah, and that's the reality right now, or playing in that way. So it is so tight. Everyone's taking points of each other. Every week there's going to be teams playing against each other where we got opportunities to take points off. So look, important to get back in amongst that mix and try and close that gap to the top 5 or top 4. And look, we still got some really difficult games coming up. But in terms of the table, I know it's only a win against Southampton, but, you know, very important we did get that win in terms of keeping ourselves in and amongst it.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, the table ain't looking great at the moment. We're sitting 10th in the league, and that's nowhere near where we should be at this moment in time. We finished 5th last year under Ange Postecoglou, and that you kind of feel like that could be the ceiling for Spurs 5th. But there could be look as well. There is an opening in the top 4. If Man City keep showing this Man City, they're not going to be anywhere near the top 4. So there is an opportunity there if we go on a big run. And I think any team from 4th down to 13th that go on a big run put themselves in a big conversation. But we got to go on that run, and we haven't shown the ability to do that as of yet. And we've got Liverpool next in the league, which is obviously going to be a really difficult game. And if we do lose to Liverpool, we can find ourselves as low as like 13th, 14th in the league. So this win yesterday doesn't tell me anything that we can go on a run. We need to show it, and we need to prove it, because we've had big wins against better opposition against much better opposition than Southampton, and we haven't done it, and we haven't responded in the right manner in the game after. So it's all about the response now. We've got a big game on Thursday and a big game on Sunday, and we've got a very small squad with a lot of injuries. So it'll be interesting to see how we can manoeuvre that.
All runs have to start somewhere.
They all have to start somewhere.
I mean, it's mad to think that we're 10th in the league, 2nd for goals scored, 1 behind Chelsea.
Only Tottenham.
3rd in the league for goals conceded. 3rd. Only Arsenal and Liverpool have conceded less than Spurs this season. Goal difference plus 17, and yet we're sitting here.
Only Liverpool and Chelsea have better goal difference than us, and that's only by 1.
It's mad. And we're sitting here in 10th. I mean,
only Tottenham.
Only Tottenham can do that.
This is Tottenham, mate. This is Tottenham. And back in the Pochettino days, no team ever, I think, in the history of the Premier League has gone over the stretch of 2 seasons, have the best attack and the best defence, and not won the league.
Yeah.
Only Tottenham can have these stats.
Imagine we end up like the season, like best attack and like one of the best defences and finish 10th. Imagine that.
Only Tottenham could do that, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on. We're going to see how the internet did react